What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So, Stephen A. Smith recently appeared on Hannity on Fox News and voiced his displeasure at the Biden administration. I didn't hear him bring up anything specific as to why he is so up in arms and Joe Biden being president, but he just said that we can do better. You know, those typical Stephen A. Smith talking points. Says things but not saying anything. Then he brought up Christie, saying that Christie would be a better president, but he didn't exactly say why. He just said he'd be a better candidate than Joe Biden. Then they were talking about, well, why was Joe Biden picked if he's such a bad president? And, Hannity was trying to get Stephen A. Smith to say that Joe Biden is physically and mentally challenged at this point. Stephen A. Smith wouldn't go there because Stephen A. Smith is cowardly and will not say anything that will get him in any trouble, because he's definitely afraid of being controversial or being any type of scandal, because he doesn't want to risk being fired. He wouldn't say that Joe Biden had any issues physically or mentally, but just said there needs to be a change. He said the only reason Joe Biden was nominated was because Democrats feel that he was the best candidate to beat Donald Trump, which is the truth, because he did beat him, despite the naysayers out there. But this is my problem with Stephen A. Smith. Look, he calls himself an independent, but he doesn't act like an independent. He doesn't. He acts like, to me, a black Republican. And why do I say that? Because I'm an independent, right? But one thing on my channel that you're going to see, I'm going to criticize both sides. I've done videos when Trump was president, and I was criticizing him left and right. When Obama was president, I was criticizing him left and right. You guys know I've been critical on Joe Biden. As a matter of fact, as time goes on, I become more critical of the left, only because they have become more intolerant than the right. Even though both extremes are intolerant, but the left has become extremely intolerant and unreasonable. They're supposed to be the party of science, right? They're supposed to be the party that's pro-science and pro-education, but there's a faction that's affiliated with the Democrats who use absolutely no logic and apparently don't believe in science when they're trying to push certain narratives to us. You might know what I'm hinting at right there. I'm not going to say it, but you know what I'm hinting at right there. But Stephen Smith won't do that. He'll go after the Democrats. He'll be more, he'll be much louder in his criticisms for the Democrats. But when it comes to Republicans and the Trump, he hesitates. He may say something like with Trump, well, look, I'm not saying that Donald Trump is perfect. No, no stretch of the imagination. But, are the Democrats any better? He'll say something like that. He won't go right out and criticize Trump. And you know why he won't do that. Because he knows that in any given time in this country, about 6 out of 10 whites in this country vote Republican. In some areas of the country, it's more like 7 or 8 out of 10 whites. But nationally, 6 out of every 10 whites vote Republican. He knows this. And I'm not trying to make this a racial issue, but he knows who the people that pay him. He know the people who are still the overwhelming majority in this country, and he knows where economic power is. He knows the people who have the power to remove him from his position. So, therefore, he would rather piss off 40 million black people. And don't get me wrong, a lot of us have power, but we're not in a position of ultimate power. We have millionaire athletes, but they aren't owners. They aren't Fortune 500 business members. So that's why Stephen A. Smith has no problems throwing a black athlete on the bus, especially a male athlete. But anyone affiliated with the group I just mentioned, or the A, B, C, D, E, F, G community, he's not going to keep the same energy. I'll give you an example I'm talking about. Remember LeVar Ball's son, was it LeAngelo, whatever his name is? Remember when he got caught stealing over in China? I think he was shoplifting or something. I can't remember the exact crime. I think it was shoplifting shoes or clothes or something, a shirt. I can't remember. But he was shoplifting. And Stephen A. Smith's position on that was, look, bottom line is, he committed a crime. I remember he told Max Kellerman this. The bottom line is, he committed a crime overseas. You broke their laws. Therefore, no matter how we might feel about something over here with the exact same crime, which might be a slap on the wrist, they have different laws and different measures in how they react to certain laws. And the United States have to respect China, right? And of course he's going to talk like that because, number one, we're talking about a black athlete. And number two, China owns a lot of the United States. I mean, China, we've had a relationship with China for 50 years now. And we're sort of in debt to China. Not to mention the fact that the NBA, which is Stephen A's bread and butter, is indebted to China and is very, very connected to China, right? But when it comes to Brittney Griner, who also broke a law overseas, right? Magically, that becomes a judgment call. Well, I mean, what she did really wasn't a crime. Well, according to Russia, it was. Okay? According to Russia, it was a crime. Period. Don't start equating your Americanism with her now. Well, over here, that's not a crime, so it shouldn't be a crime. No. Over there, it's crime. It was a crime before her tall, lanky ass went over there, and it's a crime since her lanky, stinking ass has been back over here. But Stephen A. Smith didn't want to go there, though. You know what I'm saying? He didn't keep the same energy. I keep the same energy. So that's one of the problems I have with Stephen A. Smith politically, is that he knows what he's doing. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, he is going to try to branch out. I think he's getting to a point where, as he's getting closer to 60, I think he's really want to test the waters of leaving ESPN eventually. I don't know. Maybe he won't. Maybe I'm wrong. But I think he really would love to branch over into the journalist world or talk TV or whatever he's talking about being involved with. But my problem with the dude, man, is just I just don't take him seriously, man. I don't take him seriously. By the way, when it comes to Christie, he left office with a 14% approval rating. He's extraordinarily corrupt. He's a narcissist. And I don't understand for the life of me how someone ends up fatter after having lap band surgery. How does that even work? But anyway, tell me what you guys think.